Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the University for Peace End of Academy Year ceremony for the class 2026. Today, we gather to celebrate not only academic achievement, but also resilience, compassion, and a commitment to peace that defines this extraordinary graduating class. Our students come from across the world to represent the global community at the heart of the university peace mandate to provide humanity with an international institution of higher education for peace. To the families, loved ones, faculty members, and staff joining us here and online, thank you for your support, encouragement, and care throughout this journey. To our distinguished guests and the entire UPEACE community, thank you for being part of this important moment. With no further ado, please stand and join me in welcoming the main table and the faculty members. The members of the main table are Dr. Francisco Rojas Aravena, Rector of University for Peace. Dr. Mihir Kanade, Academic Coordinator of University for Peace. M.A. Angie Cruikshank Lambert, Ombudswoman of the Republic of Costa Rica, graduate of the M.A. in International Law and Human Rights. And finally, Daniel Fonseca, Registrar of University for Peace. Please be seated. Thank you. Dear guests, students, faculty, staff, and friends of UPEACE, please join me in welcoming the Rector of the University for Peace, Dr. Francisco Rojas Aravena.
Muy buenos días, good morning, bonjour, ni hao. Arreglos técnicos de última hora. Dear graduates, apreciados y apreciadas graduadas, señores miembros del cuerpo diplomático acreditado en Costa Rica, representantes de organismos internacionales, autoridades de gobierno nacional y gobierno local, distinguidos faculty members, family members of our graduates and loved ones. Dear Angie, thank you very much for staying here. You have a quite important role in the country as an ombudsperson. And for us, it's more important because you are a graduate of this university. It's a great honor for me to preside over this University for Peace commencement ceremony. Today is a day of celebration. Hoy día es un día de celebración. We celebrate the efforts, perseverance, commitment of each of every one of you. We celebrate the long hours of studies, the challenge you have overcome, the friendship you have built, and the knowledge you have gained. But above of all, we celebrate the decision you made to dedicate part of your life to better understanding our world and helping to transform it to become a peace builders. Please accept my most sincere congratulations. Acepten mis congratulaciones todos ustedes por buscar ser peace builders. Today you complete an important stage of your life in being a new one. You take with your knowledge, tools, and experience that will be with you through your professional and personal journey. Your graduate has an special meaning. Su graduación tiene un significado especial este año. Es el 45 aniversario de la Universidad para la Paz. This year is the 45th anniversary of the University for Peace. "45 years ago, the United Nations General Assembly created this institution with a unique mission to educate leaders for peace. Since then, through the students from every continent has passed through our classroom. Here study conflict resolution, human rights protection, sustainable development, democratic governance, and promotion of dialogue among cultures and people. Today, we are a truly global institution. We act in more than 12 cities in different parts of the world. Our alumni community includes more than 8,500 leaders for peace in over more than 100 countries around the world. From this today forward, you will become part of this great international network of peace builders. You join a diverse community that works in government, international organization, civil society, universities, business, and local community. And you do that is particularly complex in this moment for the humanity. We live in a time where make a deep uncertainties. In different regions of the world, we see the world advancing while the peace grows weaker. We witness a long-lasting conflict, the new geopolitical tensions, and troubling rise the violence. In many cases, it seems we have moved from a system based on rules, institution, and agreement to one in which the law of force prevails. This reality remains as the urgent need to place great value on the peace. We need to put peace in the center. Necesitamos poner la paz en el centro. Es una tarea urgente. Peace cannot be understood only as the absence of war. Peace requires a strong institution, respect of human rights, cooperation among nations, and lasting community to dialogue. The President of the General Assembly said for our 45th anniversary, I quote, "Peace is not an abstract ideal. It is a daily practice and requires courage, cooperation, and deep commitment to the humanity." In addition to this message, is especially important for us as a graduate of the University for Peace. Today, armed conflict, we face new and old threats for our common future. The nuclear threat remained present. Environmental crisis put the life on the planet at risk. In different parts of the world, we see troubling signs democratic decline and loss of trust in the public institution. At the same time, the rapid development of artificial intelligence create extraordinary opportunities, but also ethical, social, and environmental and political change that we must understand and manage responsibility. In this context, peace building became an increasingly complex task. We continue to be a reality of millions of people on world. Millones de personas viven la guerra en el mundo, en África, en Europa, en Asia. Por eso necesitamos poner la paz en el centro. Emerging technologies are change the nature of conflict, including development of autonomous weapons. Hate speech deepen divisions and full intolerance. Hate speech deepen division and full intolerance in different parts. Dissemination and false news make it harder to be consensus and weaken public trust. Polarization reduces the ability to listen to another and find common solution. The most difficult moment can also become an opportunity for leadership, creativity, cooperation, and hope. For this reason, today, I would like to invite you to keep hopes alive for better world. Hope is a choice. You are plat being with a dialogue. Only dialogue can open a space for peace. Only dialogue allows us to understand different perspectives. Only dialogue transforms openness into patterns in the conversation and conflict into opportunities for understanding. To build more peaceful society, we must to strengthen fundamental values, tolerance, and inclusion is essential. Compassion allows us to look beyond our difference and recognize the shared humanity that exists in all the people. Solidarity is a foundation of all cooperation, both within countries and among them. And the building of trust and civic friendship can help to strengthen our democracies and development public policy capable to responding a long-term challenge. Dear graduate, queridas graduadas y graduados, a pesar de las dificultades, existen razones para ser optimistas. Vivimos en un mundo que necesita nuevas ideas, nuevas soluciones, nuevos liderazgos. We live in a world that needs new ideas, new solutions, and new leaderships. Necesitamos personas capaces de analizar los problemas complejos con rigor y pensamiento crítico. We need complex solutions for complex problems. Necesitamos profesionales con profundo compromiso con la verdad en tiempos de desinformación. Necesitamos líderes capaces de tender puentes en medio de la polarización. We need to build a special bridge in the polarized societies. Se necesitan constructoras y constructores de paz, y ustedes han sido preparados precisamente para ese desafío. El pensamiento crítico les permitirá avanzar en medio de la incertidumbre. Sus capacidades analíticas les ayudarán a imaginar y a diseñar futuros mejores. Your analytical skills will help to imagine and design a better future for the humanity. Your interdisciplinary education will allow you to understand complex problems from multiple perspectives. And your experience in the University for Peace will always remind you that the importance of dialogue, respect, diversity, and international cooperation. Do not underestimate the impact you can have. Every action counts, every decision matters, every space for dialogue that promote can make the meaningful difference in the life of others. Together, we can help to build a better world, a world with great harmony, a world with great stability, a more justice world, a more peaceful world. As a bit your farewell, I would like to have you a simple message. Don't live up your dreams. Mi mensaje central es: no pierdan sus sueños, persigan sus sueños. Keep learning, stand on your principles, listen to those who think differently, always act with integrity, use freedom to expand opportunities for others, allow fraternity to open new horizons for cooperation, and make compassion as a lasting guide of your decision. The future is not writing. It depends to great extent on what we can do from today. El futuro no está escrito. Depende de las acciones que todos tomemos y que nos marquen cada día. I am confident that you will proudly carry the values of the University for Peace. And I am confident that you help build societies that are more inclusive, more tolerant, more human, and more peaceful. On behalf of the University for Peace community, and wish you every success in the past for shoes. Today, we also express our gratitude, and you could must to express your gratitude to the people who help to complete your studies and support your studies here at the UPEACE. Dear student, dear new graduate professional at the University for Peace, may you find films for your work. May you keep hope alive. And may you never forget the peace is built every day with every decision and every action. If we want peace, we have to work for peace. Thank you very much. Congratulations, class 2026.
Thank you, Rector Rojas. We now welcome María Yanori Rojas Morales from the Maestría en Ambiente, Desarrollo y Paz to deliver her student remarks.
Muy buenos días. Saludo en esta mañana a la mesa principal, señores Francisco Rojas Aravena, señor Mijir Canade, señor Daniel Fonseca, distinguidísima doña Angie Cruikshank. Un honor tenerla en esta casa de estudios. Saludo también a todos los estudiantes que hoy celebran esta graduación, esta clausura de su plan de estudios. Muchas gracias también a los y las profesoras que nos guiaron en estos años con cada una de sus clases y de sus experiencias. Hace más de 60 años, 2 niños asistían a clases en la escuela Doriceta Stone, en el territorio indígena de Boruca, uno de los 24 territorios indígenas reconocidos en este país. Como ocurría entonces y como aún sucede para muchas personas indígenas, el acceso a la educación ha representado un desafío constante. Aunque la educación es un derecho fundamental, todavía existen brechas que limitan un acceso verdaderamente pertinente y respetuoso de la diversidad cultural de los pueblos indígenas. La educación no solo abre oportunidades y permite la movilidad social, también debe fortalecer la identidad. Debe permitir que las personas puedan vivir y expresar quiénes son en todos los espacios, hablar sus idiomas, valorar sus conocimientos y reconocer la riqueza de sus modos de vida. Por eso, la graduación que hoy celebramos tiene un significado especial. Hoy, más de 30 estudiantes culminan distintos programas académicos. Es un motivo de orgullo y de alegría, pero también una oportunidad para reflexionar sobre la responsabilidad que asumimos al recibir una formación profesional. Muchas de las personas graduadas trabajarán en espacios vinculados con comunidades y pueblos indígenas. Por ello, es fundamental que el conocimiento adquirido esté acompañado por el respeto a los derechos humanos, la diversidad cultural y la construcción de sociedades más justas, más inclusivas. La Universidad para la Paz, comprometida con estos principios, tiene también la oportunidad de continuar fortaleciendo el acceso y la participación de estudiantes indígenas en sus programas académicos. Tuve la fortuna de contar aquí con un profesor indígena del mismo pueblo Urunca al que pertenezco, algo que nunca había experimentado en mi trayectoria académica. Y también me compartieron recientemente que soy la primera mujer indígena costarricense en graduarse de esta universidad. Recibo este dato con mucha gratitud, pero sobre todo con la esperanza de que muy pronto deje de ser una excepción. Espero que en los próximos años podamos celebrar la graduación de muchos más hermanos y hermanas indígenas en este espacio. Y bueno, vuelvo entonces a aquellos 2 niños que asistían a la escuela Doriceta Stone en el territorio indígena de Boruca. Uno de ellos era mi padre, quien me enseñó desde muy pequeña el valor de la educación como una herramienta para comprender este mundo y ampliar también las oportunidades. Y el otro niño era don Donald Rojas, líder indígena Boruca, que recientemente partió para encontrarse con los abuelos. Su legado permanece vivo en la lucha indígena y en las personas que tuvimos la oportunidad de aprender y convivir con él. Ambos compartían una misma convicción, el orgullo por la identidad, el valor de la cultura y la importancia de mantener vivas nuestras raíces. Hoy, al recibir este título, también honro esas enseñanzas, así como a las mujeres indígenas que han rodeado de mi vida, que me han marcado. Quiero finalizar felicitando a cada una de las personas que disfrutan de la ceremonia de clausura de sus planes de estudio, de este logro que significa esfuerzo, sacrificio, perseverancia y el apoyo también de muchas personas que acompañaron ese camino. Que el conocimiento que hoy celebramos sea una herramienta para construir paz, justicia y oportunidades para todas las personas. Sibuki Bakatongra, muchísimas felicidades a todos y todas.
Thank you so much, Maria Yanori. And it is now my pleasure to invite Lady Joana Molina Miranda from Maestría.
Sorry.
Listo. Problemas técnicos. Lady Joana Molina Miranda from Maestría en Resolución de Conflictos, Paz y Desarrollo to deliver her student remarks.
Buenos días a todas y todos. Me sumo a las palabras anteriores y quisiera extender un saludo no solamente a todas las personas que estamos aquí presentes, sino también a quienes nos acompañan virtualmente, a nuestros familiares y estudiantes de distintas modalidades que también celebran a la distancia con nosotros, a quienes cursamos híbrido, virtual, presencial, de múltiples países y múltiples idiomas. Felicidades por estar aquí y qué gusto encontrarnos en este momento. Quisiera aprovechar esta breve oportunidad para compartir con ustedes dos breves reflexiones que posiblemente nos puedan acompañar en esta celebración. La primera reflexión es que luego de un año de hacer parte de la comunidad de la Universidad para la Paz, y hoy viendo múltiples rostros, muchos de ellos, en su mayoría, todos nuevos para mí, me doy cuenta de que lo más importante no es dónde ni cómo adquieres tus conocimientos, en el campus, en Zoom, como muchas veces fue mi caso, en visitas ocasionales. Lo verdaderamente importante es dónde pones en práctica esos conocimientos. Porque la paz y la justicia social trascienden las aulas. Y no solamente nos está solicitando que incidamos en estructuras globales, en foros multilaterales o en resolver los problemas de diplomacia internacional. Lo que nos pide es gestionar nuestros propios conflictos con nuestras comunidades, con nuestros amigos cercanos, con nuestra universidad, con nuestras familias y especialmente construir paz con nosotros mismos. Si la paz es algo que no aprendemos y practicamos a diario, todavía estamos a medio camino del título. La segunda lección que quisiera compartir el día de hoy gira alrededor de la alegría, nuevamente, que me da de ver tantos rostros nuevos, aquí reunidos celebrando un camino para la construcción de la paz, y ver cómo los estudios para la paz alcanzan tantas latitudes e idiomas y que es el interés de muchas personas y no de pocas. Y esta alegría de encontrarnos aquí no es menor, especialmente cuando habitamos un mundo que usualmente nos rodea de muchos dolores, de aflicciones y múltiples contradicciones. Contradicciones que de seguro atravesaron todos los debates, los trabajos, los ensayos y todas las ideas que debatimos constantemente en clase. Y una de ellas es que mientras en esta carpa nos reunimos más de 100 estudiantes con nuestras familias, nuestros docentes y todo el personal de la universidad para celebrar este anhelo de construir paz, al mismo tiempo evidenciamos cómo desde hace 3 años se cometen los peores crímenes internacionales en contra del pueblo palestino, cómo se libran guerras en África, cómo no se resuelven nuestros conflictos internos en América Latina. Otra contradicción que podemos evidenciar es que mientras en las Américas estamos a puertas de vivir la llamada fiesta del fútbol, con el Mundial que se celebra en 3 países en nuestra región, al mismo tiempo habitamos esta región donde crece la elección de gobiernos autoritarios, negacionistas de la desigualdad social, que reprimen con violencia la protesta social y son detractores abiertos de los derechos humanos. Vivimos en un mundo donde, por ejemplo, hoy, nosotros podemos escoger a qué país ir luego de esta experiencia, a trabajar, a aprender, a estudiar. Incluso podemos retornar de manera segura a nuestros hogares, mientras que millones de los migrantes más vulnerables están siendo perseguidos, expulsados en el mundo entero y siguen enfrentándose a las peores amenazas contra su vida y su integridad. Y mientras más estudiamos y conocemos nuevas teorías, autores o autoras, leyes, más contradicciones vamos a encontrar en este mundo. Y eso desgasta, llena de frustración, llena de pesimismo. Sin embargo, no podemos dejar que esas contradicciones afecten nuestro espíritu de construir la paz, de defender los derechos humanos y de creer en la justicia social. Cuando pienso en cómo construir paz en un mundo lleno de tantas contradicciones, entiendo que la respuesta no está ni en resolverlas todas, ni en convencer a otros de creer lo mismo que yo creo, sino en primer lugar en definir en qué lado de la contradicción quiero estar yo. Si somos más los que nos inclinamos del lado de la balanza hacia el respeto de los derechos humanos, la defensa del medio ambiente, la protección de nuestros pueblos, es más cerrado el espacio que dejamos para que crezcan los discursos de odio y de la guerra. Antes de convencer a otros, necesitamos convencernos a nosotros mismos de que la paz sin duda es el camino y que no se agota en este campus. Y no lo vamos a transitar si seguimos haciendo parte del discurso de odio, de indiferencia o de la normalización de la violencia. Hoy nos graduamos, y nos graduamos no solo de adquirir nuevos conocimientos, sino de haber crecido como seres humanos. Y nos graduamos no solo los estudiantes, también se gradúa la universidad y todo su personal, una y otra vez, año tras año, para poder hacerlo cada vez mejor con las próximas generaciones. Hace poco nos tomamos una foto bastante calurosa, al igual que este momento, con orgullo mostrando nuestra felicidad, pero el verdadero cambio que se debería retratar es el que llevamos dentro: madurez, perspectiva, riqueza intercultural. No dejemos que estos aprendizajes solo se reflejen en nuestras hojas de vida. Vamos a llevarlos como brújula, como mandamiento y como práctica diaria de la paz. Y celebremos hoy no como el final de un camino, sino como el inicio de nuevos caminos para todas y todos, y oportunidades que podemos asumir hoy con optimismo, con amor y especialmente algo que practicamos en Colombia, con esperanza radical, de, en lo posible, construir un pedazo de mundo, algo menos injusto, algo menos doloroso y algo menos contradictorio. Les invito a que celebremos hoy con amor, con respeto y con empatía, como acto de resistencia ante un sistema que nos llena de aflicciones. Felicitaciones a la promoción de UPEACE 2026. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, lady. Please welcome Maria Sanchez del Toro from the MA in International Law and the Settlement of Disputes, who will present her reflection titled Menudo Año.
Yo también os quiero. Queridos profesores, queridos familiares y queridos compañeros, aunque ya muchos más bien amigos, aquí estamos, lo hemos conseguido, os lo prometo. Y si no, pincharos el brazo, os juro que esto es totalmente real. Perdonad la broma, pero si la hago es porque es muy difícil creerlo. Sinceramente, menudo año. No, a nivel geopolítico, ¿por dónde empiezo? A nivel medioambiental, empiezo. Y a nivel humano, mejor voy empezando, que para algo me han dado un micro. Creo que es muy difícil entender lo que ha sido esta maestría desde fuera. Para los que estudiamos presencialmente aquí en la UPEACE, hemos vivido de manera rápida, intensa y cruda los desafíos del mundo de hoy en día. Llegamos a un entorno multicultural pensando que encontraremos a gente exactamente como nosotros. Sí, con contextos diferentes, pero con opiniones idénticas, ¿no? Tengo que ser humilde. Yo lo fui. Pobre ilusa. Tras las primeras semanas de euforia, descubrimos algo incómodo, que no todos entendíamos la paz de la misma manera. ¿Pero cómo puede ser? ¿Esta universidad no se llama UPEACE? Pues sí, al chocar de frente con opiniones que no podíamos entender porque no eran como las nuestras, el cambio fue real. Muchos nos dimos cuenta de que podíamos tener comportamientos racistas, clasistas, homófobos o machistas, aun cuando creíamos tener valores muy alejados de esas conductas. Cuando esto ocurrió, hay quienes no vieron la paz como un esfuerzo, sino como un mero estado que simplemente se da. Pero luego estabais vosotros, los críticos, los inconformistas. Vosotros sabéis quiénes sois. Sois los que escuchasteis que tal vez sí tenéis prejuicios y no os fuisteis. Sois los que quisisteis entender por qué ciertos comentarios pueden ser machistas o por qué el silencio ante la injusticia es en sí mismo otra forma de violencia. Sois los que recibisteis una crítica que dolía, la trabajasteis y elegisteis cambiar. Y también sois los que además hicisteis este esfuerzo lejos de casa, a veces en otro idioma y en un año donde en el mundo exterior tampoco ayuda. Eso es para lo que por mí hace a este grupo muy especial. Ahora, me gustaría saber cuántos de vosotros, y sí, me refiero a familiares, compañeros, incluso profesores, estaréis dispuestos a hacer ese ejercicio de honestidad que hemos hecho aquí. Spoiler, no lo haríais. Básicamente porque, para ser realistas, sé que algunos de vosotros os lleváis mal con Manolo, el de la oficina, con María Antonia, la de recursos humanos, y no se lo habéis dicho. Encima, imaginaos ahora esto en inglés. ¿Veis? Es tremendamente difícil. Yo también llegué aquí creyendo que tenía mucho más que enseñar que de aprender. Y efectivamente me equivoqué. Sin la perspectiva de mis amigos, muchos de los contextos sociales que se escapaban a mi conocimiento me hubieran sido imposible de comprender. Es por eso que hoy me llevo algo mucho más valioso, la lección de que la generosidad es mostrarle a alguien dónde se equivoca y que cuando se hace con cuidado y con cariño es uno de los actos más valientes y amorosos que te pueden dar. Y yo he tenido la suerte de rodearme de los mejores. Entonces, para los que nos tomamos la crítica constructiva en serio, salimos de aquí con algo mucho más difícil de conseguir que un título: la capacidad real de sostener una comunidad. La maestría la tiene todo aquel que pueda aprobar un examen. En cambio, la capacidad de escuchar al otro aunque duela, de soltar la versión que resultaba cómoda, pero para construir una mejor, y la humildad de explicar las cosas al otro, sabiendo que tú hace unos años tampoco lo sabías. Eso, compañeros, no te lo da ningún papel. Y eso es el verdadero inicio para la paz. En un año donde se han puesto en riesgo tantos derechos humanos, este grupo ha demostrado que la esperanza sí va unida de actos, sí puede ir unida de hechos y que no es un mero sentimiento. Habéis visto la crítica como una catapulta, por lo que cuando esta ha ocurrido va unida al cambio. Y eso no es queja, es mejora. Por eso, compañeros, añadir a vuestro currículum no solo este título, sino también lo que habéis aprendido, pues es algo que ya no tiene fecha de caducidad. Aquí hemos desarrollado una herramienta principal para el futuro. Hemos visto que el verdadero enemigo de la paz es la indiferencia. Por último, aunque construir la paz es tedioso, no tenemos por qué hacerlo solos, y de hecho no lo hemos hecho. Recordemos, ante la indiferencia también existe la comunidad, incluso cuando el individualismo va muy en aumento. Es por eso que yo a la mía le debo mucho. Gracias por haber sido el espejo en el que aprendí, compañeros, pues a eso ahora puedo mirarme. Gracias por cuidarme cuando yo ya no tenía fuerzas. Y gracias por las charlas infinitas, que conmigo ya sabéis que siempre lo son. Así que vuestra paciencia es algo que también he aprendido. Estoy tan agradecida que os prometo algo: un trago de guaro. Así que enhorabuena por el título, por lo aprendido y por la valentía de lo conseguido. Lo hicimos con las herramientas que teníamos y deberíamos de estar orgullosos. Pues os prometo que el resultado es increíble. Desde aquí arriba se puede ver. Y si no me creéis, ya sabéis, pincharos el brazo. Os quiero mucho, estoy muy orgullosa de todos vosotros.
Thank you, Maria. And now, we are pleased to welcome Maria Fernandez Hidalgo from the MA in Peace Education, who will present her student remarks entitled "This is Us Trying."
Hello, my name is Mariana. I studied peace education, and I lose perspective all the time. I don't even know what peace means anymore, and I say it out loud here at a university literally called the University for Peace. I catastrophize. I convince myself at 2 a.m. that my thesis is unsalvageable, and worse, that the world is unsalvageable. I also take things personally that have nothing to do with me. I have been certain about something and been completely wrong more times than I can count this year. I tell you this because, if anything, I am honest. And because the most honest thing I can offer you today is to tell you that I arrived here certain, and I am leaving here humble. I, as most of my cohort, came to UPEACE with a plan. I believed world peace was attainable. I had frameworks, ideas, answers. I was ready. And then UPEACE said, cool, let's try that again. And then, what this year has taught me, slowly and uncomfortably, is that peace is not a destination you arrive at, or a state that you achieve and then keep. I was once told that to make peace, you need to make a fool of yourself, that it cannot be built behind a wall of competence and composure, that it requires the whole human being, including the vulnerable, slightly ridiculous part. In other words, it requires trying. Visible, imperfect, courageous trying. And this is us trying. Community asked the same thing of us. This was not an easy year. There were weeks when this community was heavy, when the weight of what we were studying came home with us, when being far from everything familiar made loneliness feel very close, even surrounded by people, when the friction was not generative, but just painful. And in those weeks, I lost perspective, regularly, deeply, and sometimes spectacularly. And that is when I found that sometimes community starts with two people showing up in the same kitchen, same thesis-induced panic, the same late-night conversation that started as venting and became somehow philosophy. She tried really hard to sit in my spirals with me. She asked questions. She pushed back. We talked for hours because sometimes losing perspective together is how you, slowly, together, find it again. My housemate studies international law. I study peace education. Same path, same goals, different lenses. And what I learned is that you cannot see the whole picture through one lens alone. The frameworks matter, and so does what lives inside them. We needed each other, and I think that is true of all departments in this room. We're incomplete without each other. This is us trying to build community. I want to stop here and say thank you to the faculty, especially to Stephanie. You sat inside the questions alongside us, rather than standing above them with the answers. That generosity shaped me more than any single reading on any syllabus. To my family, who watched me disappear into the haze that is my mind and reappear only long enough to say, I'm fine, thank you for believing me every time. You're loved. Your love crossed oceans, and it is in every step I take. And to my cohort, you pushed me, you disagreed with me, and you kept showing up even in the hardest weeks. Sharing this year with you and learning so much because of you has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. Now here's where we lose hope: the system. We talk about systems as if they live somewhere out there, secretly plotting against us, waiting for us to fix them from the outside. Bad news is, the system lives here, in us, in every choice we make. Good news is, it lives here, in us, in every choice we make. We are the system. It lives in every classroom we enter, every institution we join, every relationship we build or neglect or repair. Which means peace is not something we will someday achieve, but something we already practice every time we try, imperfectly. Every time we stay, every time we lose perspective and let someone sit with us until we find it again. The work is slow and uncertain and worth it. We are the system, and this is us trying. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mariana. Please join me in welcoming Tebogo Joy Ngoma from the MA in International Peace Studies with a specialization in media, peace, and conflict studies. Today, Joy will share a reflection titled Chaos, Hope, and the Good We Carried Forward, reflections from the UPEACE class of 2026.
Thank you so much. First of all, that grass is not friendly to my shoes, so Dr. Francisca, I'll send you the bill. All right, so good morning, class of UPEACE 2026, also known as a class of chaos and hope. Surprise, we all made it here. When I first heard that this is called the end of year ceremony instead of graduation, I was like, what? But it does make sense because graduation almost seems like it's something final. This doesn't feel final at all. This feels like a pause, It feels like a transition. It feels like we are taking a deep breath before we all scatter across the world again. I remember in 2025, we all arrived from Tanzania, Eritrea, Cameroon, France, Germany, the United States of America, Bolivia, Colombia, Georgia, Somaliland, South Africa, yours truly, Algeria, and Ireland. Also, Sarah, wanna remind you that South Africa is still #1 in rugby. So we also arrived from from Poland, from Mexico, from Korea, Canada, India, and many more beautiful countries. We arrived excited. Some of us attended orientation and some of us didn't, and no judgment there whatsoever. We entered our foundation phase class, and we were called the class that will become to be known the Restoring of Hope class. And honestly, we made friendships way too quickly for people who have known each other for all of like 3 days. And then reality happened. Assignments happened. Group work happened. Life happened. Politics happened. And conflict happened. I won't go into details about that. I'll put it in my tell-all book. You can all read about it in the future. Thank you very much. But somehow, between deadlines, difficult conversation, shared meals, football matches, random adventures, late night conversations, and yes, some very, very questionable life decisions and a lot of injuries, MA, we found our people. We found our clan. We found our community. We found our chosen family. And maybe I think that's a strange place or strange feeling about this place, because UPEACE is not just a university. It became an incubator of possibilities. There are extraordinary minds sitting here today, including our parents. So some of us, we agreed on conversations. Some of us, we strongly disagreed. Some of us left conversations inspired. Some of us, not so much. Some of us, we felt slightly offended, but somehow we stayed. We learned, we stretched, we kept showing up. The truth is, this year reminded me that humanity is not just light or darkness. Humanity isn't about good people or bad people. Humanity is very complicated, and so are we. But there is goodness in the world. So as we go into the world, I want you to carry that goodness with you. And I hope that when you leave this place, you take the goodness with you. I hope that you addressed injustices around the world, that you use your voice to lessen the suffering of others. And don't forget about the people of Sudan. Do not forget about the people of Palestine. Do not forget about the people of Burma, Myanmar. Do not forget about the people of Congo or any country in this world of people that are suffering, because they are waiting for you. They are also waiting for your voice. So when you are leaving this place, offer that humanitarian aid to those who are suffering at the moment. And I would like to say that one thing I always tell myself when I'm experiencing difficult experiences is that Debuha, joy, ngoma. You are allowed to mourn for seconds, for hours, days, and maybe a week. But then you rise. And in the world of the brilliant poet, Maya Angelou, she says, you may encounter many defeats, but you must never be defeated. So, class of 2026, as we leave this campus, our host country, our host families, and this chapter, may we all remember that even when life disappoints us, still we rise. So today, I want to propose a toast, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna use your glass. I would like you to raise a glass. Well, in this instance, use an imaginary one, or you can raise your cup, raise your hand, raise a hug to the person sitting right next to you, raise a prayer to your ancestors, raise gratitude to the communities that carried you, and most importantly, raise a glass to yourself. And let us also raise one to those who began this journey with us and are not standing with us in this room today for whatever reason, because they are part of our stories. They remain part of our story. Before I close, I would like to say thank you to the cleaners of this campus who cared about it so much, the unsung heroes. Thank you to our amazing bus drivers. And on behalf of my class, we do apologize. Sometimes we would make you wait, but you got us wherever we needed to be. So thank you very much for that. Thank you to our professors, departments, and everyone who held this institution together. Today, standing far from my own country of South Africa, I want to acknowledge that I stand on many shoulders. Omamoy, Anania, Glacier, Obed, Matux. I stand on the shoulders of greatness. I stand on the shoulders of Charlotte, Mahomo, Makleke, Nomzamo, Winfred, Zanyiwe, Winnie, Matigizela Mandela, Oliver, Reginald, Kaiser, Tambor. I stand on the shoulders of Nelson, Rolihlahla Mandela. I stand on the shoulders of Bantu, Steve Biko. I stand on the shoulders of Desmond, Mpilo Tutu, and so many others. I hope that when you leave this place, or wherever you come from, you remember whose shoulders you stand on. May their courage carry you into whatever comes next. So class of 2026, we did it. We survived. We learned. Most of all, we did kick ass. So now, go into the world, recognize the good, and share it generously with compassion. And if you do decide to choose chaos, make sure it's good chaos. In South Africa, we say cheers. In Georgia, my second home, we say Gaumajos. So, class of 2026, here's to hope, to peace, to us. Siyabonga, siyathokoza, ndiyabulela, riyalebuha, hikhensile, rebua, danki, thank you, and to Costa Rica, muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Joy. Please join me in welcoming Maria Paula Carvajal Solano from the MA in Environment, Development, and Peace. She will perform the beloved song Solo le pido a Dios by Mercedes Sosa.
Probando 1, 2, 3. Bueno, antes de cantar esta canción, que es muy especial, solo quería decir que la mayoría, si estamos aquí, es porque no somos indiferentes al dolor o al conflicto. Para mí esta canción es una plegaria para que nuestro corazón no se endurezca y sigamos teniendo la llama de la esperanza encendida para promover cambios en el mundo. So if we are here, it's because pain and conflict are not indifferent to us. So to me, this song is a prayer for our hearts not to harden and to keep the flame of hope lit up to make changes in the world. Solo le pido a Dios que el dolor no me sea indiferente, que la reseca muerte no me encuentre vacía y sola sin haber hecho lo suficiente. I only ask God, I won't be indifferent to pain, that the dry death doesn't find me empty and alone without having done enough. Solo le pido a Dios que en la guerra no me sea indiferente. Es un monstruo grande y pisa fuerte toda la pobre inocencia de la gente. Es un monstruo grande y pisa fuerte toda la pobre inocencia de la gente. I only ask God, I won't be indifferent to war. It's a big monster that stomps heavily all the poor innocence of the people. It's a big monster that stomps heavily all the poor innocence of the people. It's a big monster that stomps heavily all the poor innocence of the people. Gracias.
Thank you for that beautiful performance, Maria Paula. And we now welcome Marlo Saucer from the MA in Environment, Development and Peace, who will present the poem La Milpa para la Comunidad.
Buenos dias. I'd like to share a poem that I wrote for our community called La Milpa, known better to some as the Three Sisters Garden. In this iconic polyculture, corn, beans, and squash have been cultivated together for thousands of years by Indigenous Americans of the North and South, uniting us through ancestral and collective nourishment. Arriba en las montañas te encontré. Alimentas mi cuerpo con el tuyo, y en mí respiramos a la vez. I see our airborne roots everywhere, the moss that grows along the bark of a tree. I feel more American than ever, conectados por maíz, frijol y calabaza. Se llama pluralismo, comunidad, anti-imperialismo como gesto de amor. En toda la tierra que compartimos, nada más que reverencia, ante nuestra interconexión, su respiración en nuestros árboles, sus manos en mis hombros. ¿Dónde podemos reivindicar una cosmovisión de aquí, de ahora, un policultivo que respira, un sistema tan fuerte como la diversidad de adentro, un ecosistema de reciprocidad? Responsibilities rather than rights. Let me value the contents of your heart against the song of migratory birds. I, too, was carried by the wind once, and I have grown here. I cannot describe the movement, like an exhale, a contraction, of the whole world, a flattening. You have held me through so many trembling days. Even the earth quakes. This earth of pineapples, coffee, and mangoes. This land of bitter and sweet. This land of erasure. ¿Cómo podemos crecer juntos en la huerta? En los momentos de soledad, siempre existe la opción de regresar a la milpa, our womb. ¿Cómo nos sostenemos en la definición de un futuro compartido? For those of us moving forward today, I must ask you, have you moved through this place, or have you allowed this place to move through you? How will you move from here, this final moment we have together, into a pluralistic world that we bear the responsibility of molding? How are we defining, with our bodies, our energy, and our work, a shared future? May we trust that in these bittersweet moments, we will know ourselves and reality in new and expanding ways. May we look around at the joy and pride in each other's faces and see each person as a reflection of ourselves. May we embrace the sacred responsibility of creating a better world with all the love it takes to keep our compass pointing forward. I will leave us with a quote from the Aboriginal activist group Queenland. If you have come here to help me, you are wasting your time. If you have come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlo. At this moment, it is my honor to invite Dr. Mihir Kanade, UPEACE Academic Coordinator, to introduce our keynote speaker.
Dear Rector, members of the dais, colleagues in the faculty, invited dignitaries, members of the Diplomatic Corps, guests, families, and most importantly, dear students of the graduating class of 2026, the class named Restoring Hope. Is that correct? Great. It is my absolute pleasure to present to you Miss Angie Cruikshank Lambert, the distinguished keynote speaker for today's commencement ceremony of the University for Peace's graduating class of 2026. It is a moment of great pride for the university and for myself, because Ms. Cruikshank, Angie, is herself a UPEACer and a graduate from my department, the Department of International Law. Ms. Cruikshank is the current ombudsperson of the Republic of Costa Rica, in which capacity she heads Costa Rica's national human rights institution, Defensoría de los Habitantes de la República, which translates in English to Defender of the Inhabitants of the Republic. In this immensely important role, Angie discharges one of the most significant responsibilities that Costa Rica, as a democracy, confers upon its national human rights institution, which is the defense and protection of human rights. A prominent figure at both the national and international levels and a powerful voice for minorities, Ms. Cruikshank has built an outstanding career academically and professionally. Her dedication and passion led her in 2009 to become the first Afro-descendant woman from Latin America to participate in the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights program designed for leadership emerging from grassroots community organizations under the Minority Fellowship category. This recognition not only highlighted her individual talent and community leadership, thanks to her pro bono work with various national and international non-governmental organizations, but also became an inspiring symbol for Afro-descendant women throughout the region, encouraging greater participation in spaces of empowerment and advocacy. Her leadership qualities have been evident since a young age. In 2011, she assumed the crucial role of General Coordinator of the first World Summit of Afro-descendant Youth, held in Costa Rica within the framework of the International Year for People of African Descent proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly. The summit brought together more than 150 Afro-descendant and African youth from nearly 40 countries across the Americas, the Caribbean, Europe, and Africa. The event was conceived as a vital civil society forum to address the needs and concerns of Black youth, strengthen political alliances, and promote empowerment within the broader struggle against racial discrimination and exclusion in Latin America and around the world. In 2019, her influence and commitment were once again recognized when she was included in the list of the 100 most influential Afro-descendants under 40 in the world. This distinction consolidated her position as a global thought leader and opened new opportunities to advocate for minority rights internationally. She has served as an international consultant for key institutions such as the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, and the United Nations Population Fund. These experiences allowed Ms. Cruikshank to demonstrate her capacity to collaborate with diverse organizations, her ability to work in complex environments, and her commitment to dialogue and cooperation. Within her home country, Costa Rica, she has worked for the United Nations system, including on projects coordinated with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Worship, serving as the focal point of the Interagency Gender Group and as coordinator of the Civil Society Advisory Group of the United Nations in Costa Rica. In addition, she served as legislative advisor during the 2010 to 2014 term of the Legislative Assembly of Costa Rica. Holding a bachelor's degree in law and also a public notary, Ms. Cruikshank complemented her legal training with a specialization in project management, enabling her not only to understand legal matters, but also to manage and lead initiatives that promote social change. Her commitment to the defense of human rights motivated her to pursue a master's degree in international law and human rights here at our very own UPEACE. And boy, am I not so proud about that. I'm so proud of that. As part of her activism within civil society, she has contributed to the promotion of public policy through her participation in various advisory groups of public institutions on human rights issues, including the Ombudsperson's Office, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Worship, the Ministry of National Planning and Economic Policy, the National Institute for Women, and the National Council for Young People. During ordinary session number 143 of the Legislative Assembly held on February 27, 2023, the appointment process for the Ombudsperson was carried out. Ms. Angie Cruikshank Lambert was officially sworn in during ordinary session number 146 for a 4-year term running from March 2, 2023 to March 1, 2027. Her long-standing commitment to inclusion and diversity is reflected in her participation in both regional and international forums and conferences, where she has advocated for policies that promote equality and justice for all. These qualities undoubtedly contributed to her appointment in March 2023 as the Ombudsperson of the Republic of Costa Rica, making her the first Afro-descendant person to hold this important position in Costa Rica and across the Americas. As head of Costa Rica's National Human Rights Institution, Angie has once again demonstrated her dedication, passion, and integrity in the defense and protection of human rights, as well as her commitment to a more just and equitable world. Her impact at both the national and international level is undeniable, and her legacy will endure as a beacon of hope for future generations, striving for a world where justice and equality are a reality for all. On behalf of all of us at UPEACE, I extend you a very warm welcome back, Angie, to your university, to your home. Your work has been truly inspirational, Thank you, Angie, for joining us for this important event as the keynote speaker and for sharing your important views with our graduating cohort. Thank you.
Let me see. Hi, buenos días. Muy buenos días a todas y todos. Realmente es un honor volver a mi casa, estar aquí, escucharlos ustedes, recordar las vivencias de hace muchos años. Los felicito. Señor rector, doctor Francisco Rojas Aravena, a mi querido profesor Mihir, a Daniel Fonseca, a las autoridades de la Universidad para la Paz, señoras y señores decanos, cuerpo docente y colaboradores de la universidad, familiares aquí presentes y que nos siguen, y sobre todo, muy especialmente a ustedes, las personas graduadas de esta promoción 2025-2026. Nuevamente me siento realmente honrada por la oportunidad de acompañarles en este día tan importante. Empiezo estas breves palabras señalando el gran reto encargado a esta universidad y a sus egresados, la promoción y la defensa de la paz. La envergadura de dicho reto solo es comprensible a la luz de los graves problemas que afectan a la humanidad en todas las regiones del mundo. Al igual que los derechos humanos, la paz está permanentemente sujeta a tensiones, a luchas arremetidas que hacen tambalear lo que ya hemos avanzado y que despiertan serios riesgos de regresiones. Entiendas entonces que el reto es para valientes. Cada uno de ustedes eligieron dedicar años de su vida a estudiar, a comprender, a construir y a defender la paz y los derechos humanos. Eso por sí solo dice mucho sobre quiénes son, y quienes les conocen habrán constatado entonces que la valentía es un atributo que forma parte de todos ustedes de forma inobjetable. Hace algunos años yo también me senté en una silla muy parecida a la de ustedes. Me incorporé a la clase del 2010-2011, teniendo el reto de haber ingresado en el mismo año a trabajar como asesora parlamentaria en la Asamblea Legislativa, sirviendo asimismo como activista de derechos humanos en organizaciones de la sociedad civil a nivel nacional y regional. Pues fue un reto enorme, realmente. Mis compañeros y compañeras recordarán que siempre salía corriendo de clases para terminar e incorporarme a la oficina. I was always in a rush. Entonces, realmente fue un reto enorme, pero muy gratificante. Como egresada de la institución y en razón de las actividades académicas y profesionales que he realizado en los últimos años, me he dado cuenta que la paz y los derechos humanos deben defenderse todos los días, en todos los espacios y con nuestro mayor esfuerzo. No hay acción mínima ni minúscula en esta lucha. En mis experiencias laborales en organismos internacionales, en experiencias comunitarias o en mi actual labor, siempre encuentro el desafío de pensar y sentir esta misión, defender los derechos, nuestros derechos y de todas y todos por igual. Hoy me presento delante de ustedes como la primera defensora de los habitantes afrodescendientes de Costa Rica, así como la primera ombudsperson negra del continente americano. Y al igual que nuestra compañera indígena, y al igual que Yanori, espero que no sea la única, espero que realmente avancemos para que seamos muchas más las que estemos acá representando a nuestras etnias. Realmente este nombramiento es un hito que se construyó no solo por mi esfuerzo personal, sino por un cúmulo de acciones preparatorias de cientos de hombres y mujeres, líderes comunitarios y defensores de derechos humanos, algunos hoy ancestros y ancestras, cuya incidencia en favor de la reivindicación de los derechos de las personas, comunidades y pueblos afrodescendientes en Costa Rica abrieron el camino. Hoy, como defensora, he volcado mi vida a continuar este legado, liderando a un grupo de personas donde nuestro día a día es la búsqueda de que toda nuestra sociedad goce en plenitud el ejercicio de nuestros derechos fundamentales. No es sencillo este reto. Las sociedades y sus mecanismos institucionales no cambian al mismo ritmo que la tecnología y la cultura, y nuestra forma de entender los derechos fundamentales de toda la humanidad debe ir a ese ritmo. Debemos dialogar más, compartir nuestros saberes individuales y los saberes de nuestros pueblos. Debemos organizarnos más con nuestros vecinos, nuestras comunidades y en nuestro país. Y por supuesto, con todas las personas del planeta. Y por eso celebro nuevamente a la Universidad para la Paz, que los convoca a todos. Hay temas, causas y propósitos muy diversos que nos invitan a levantarnos día a día, pero probablemente ninguna causa es tan universal como los derechos humanos. Como defensora de los habitantes, pero sobre todo como una persona afrodescendiente que se levanta día a día con este propósito universal, nos unimos al clamor global por el reconocimiento, la justicia y el desarrollo de los pueblos, así como por reivindicar reparaciones históricas por la trata transatlántica de personas esclavizadas, reconocida hoy como un crimen, como el crimen más grave contra la humanidad. Precisamente este año, la Asamblea General de las Naciones Unidas adoptó una resolución que destaca los horrores de la esclavitud. Millones de hombres, mujeres, niñas y niños africanos capturados por la fuerza y traficados en uno de los mayores sistemas de explotación humana organizada de la historia. La resolución hace un llamado a la justicia, a los derechos humanos, a la dignidad y la recuperación, subrayando que las reparaciones son un paso concreto para abordar las injusticias históricas y enfrentar los profundos y duraderos legados del racismo sistémico y de la desigualdad. Esa es parte de la historia de mi pueblo, pero hoy sabemos que millones de personas viven en las mismas condiciones. Según la Organización Internacional del Trabajo, unas 50 millones de personas están sometidas a esclavitud moderna, 28 millones en trabajos forzados y 22 millones en matrimonios forzados. Las mujeres y los niños siguen siendo entonces los más vulnerables de una manera desproporcionada. Por otro lado, casi 1 de cada 8 personas sometidas a trabajos forzados son niños y niñas. Estamos hablando de 3.3 millones en el mundo. Y más de la mitad de ellos están en situación de explotación sexual, comercial. Por ellos, por esto, es que no podemos claudicar, no debemos claudicar. Ahora permítanme continuar en inglés. In this context, ombudsperson institutions play a fundamental role in the protection and the promotion of fundamental rights within states. To this end, we enjoy functional and administrative independence, as well as independence of criteria, which allows us to oversee public power without political, budgetary, or technical subordination. Our moral legitimacy is granted by the people, whose primary tool is the power of their voices that publicly denounce mismanagement and human rights violations. Our institutions have become indispensable, as Latin America, for example, has become the most dangerous place in the world for human rights defenders. Many ombudsperson offices and their staff operate under threats to their lives and physical integrity. And yet, our delegates are frequently the only representatives of the state in conflict zones. However, reality confronts us with institutions that had to be resilient in the face of profound processes of political capture and loss of autonomy, which has significantly eroded our institutions. For this reason, last May, during the high-level panel on the importance of complying with the Venice Principles so that ombudsmen's institutions strengthen their independence and autonomy and create an enabling environment for the performance of their mandate at the national and international level, I presented before representatives of the United Nations General Assembly a call for progress in recognizing and strengthening a global framework for the functioning, independence, and effectiveness of ombudspersons and national human rights institutions. And this is crucial. The Paris Principles and the Venice Principles, as guiding instruments, are fundamental, but it is imperative that together with the United Nations system, we build our own specific mechanisms to support this agenda. International spaces must be opened to strengthen our work through the exchange of experiences, the inclusion of different cultural and political knowledges from our countries, and capacity building to address emerging challenges such as artificial intelligence, disinformation, climate and migration crises, systemic racism, and reparations. You, dear graduates, are key to continue the advancement to eradicate the scourges from our societies. I encourage you to keep taking steps in this direction, to aspire to lead an ombudsman institution in your countries, or whatever spaces you choose to work in. That said, in the spirit of honesty, I would be giving you an incomplete message if I spoke only of dreams, of plans, and good intentions. We must also speak about the realities you will encounter when you leave this hall, because armed conflicts occurring around the world are generating enormous losses of human life and the destruction of economic activities and civilian infrastructure. Because the rise of anti-democratic forces in various countries and the sidelining of multilateral dialogue to resolve geopolitical tensions pose challenges of enormous difficulties to states. And because the risk associated with climate change threatens the entire world, and our Latin American region is no exception, it is a great threat that calls into question survival at every territorial level, and it affects the most vulnerable sectors with the greatest intensity, which are rural communities, peasant communities, the coastal communities, indigenous peoples, and African descendant peoples. We will also, or you will also find closer to home in our own territories that the violence against women and girls remain one of the most painful indicators of structural inequalities despite advances in legislation, and that the rise in homicides has reached historical levels, reflecting the deep transformations occurring in the criminal activity, which is becoming increasingly violent. These are just a few examples demonstrating that human rights and peace require more than good intentions. Given the complexity of the challenges and of our times, there are voices worth recalling on a day like today. Martin Luther King Jr. left a crucial question when he said, "The most urgent and persistent question of life is, what are you doing for others? What are you doing for others?" I reiterate the call of our beloved institution, the UPEACE, on the need for people prepared to contribute thoughtfully and constructively to peace, dialogue, and the international cooperation, a need that has grown ever more urgent. On this beautiful morning, this very warm morning, at this symbolic occasion, I would encourage you to keep mobilizing courageously, keep mobilizing actions for others. May that vocation of service that surely distinguish all of you never fade. But may this new academic development and achievement give you greater tools and greater power in your struggles. Do not be afraid to dream, to imagine something grand, to set a course, and to carry it through. Enjoy the journey, because true happiness does not lie in obsessing over the destination, but in savoring each and every small achievement along the way. Develop a clear idea and vision of your goals, and know how to adjust your path when necessary. This is crucial. Know how to adjust your path when necessary. Reading the signs of the times. Along the way, do not be discouraged nor lose heart. In my own journey, I had to change courses many times. I had to make difficult decisions, even anguishing decisions, and yet the small and great victories remain with me forever. Today, you have achieved one of those victories. As an alumni of UPEACE, you are now part of a legacy transforming the landscape of peace building and conflict resolution worldwide. So enjoy the ride. Disfruten del viaje. Muchas felicidades a la generación 2025-2026.
Thank you very much, Ms. Christian Lambert, for your inspiring words and for sharing this special moment with the UPEACE community. We now proceed with the presentation of our doctoral degrees. Okay. So today we recognize the academic achievements and dedication of two doctoral candidates whose research contributes meaningfully to peace, governance, and conflict studies. Please join us in congratulating Michelle Dina Hellman, Doctor of Philosophy in Peace and Conflict Studies. Florencia Beletese Aquaben, Doctor of Philosophy in Peace, Governance, and Development. Congratulations. Congratulations to our doctoral graduates. So we now arrive. Sorry. Okay, so we now arrive at the heart of today's celebration, the presentation of diplomas and symbolic certificates to the graduating class of 2026. Each student has contributed to the richness of our international community and has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to learning and peace. As our graduates move forward into chapters of life and service, we hope they carry with them the values that define the University for Peace: dialogue, compassion, dignity, and the courage to work toward a more peaceful world. We kindly ask the audience to hold applause until the names from each program have been announced. We will now present our master's candidates, list by the Academy Department. We will begin with our Department of Estudios Regionales. I would like to invite Rector Rojas to join Department Coordinator Karen Acosta and Program Coordinator Gabriela Montero in presenting our first ever graduates from the Maestría en Ambiente, Desarrollo y Paz. Avi Esmirna Márquez Silva. Alejandro Hernández Bolaños. Angie Priscila Alvarado Taylor. Diana Sofía Rincón Becerra. Irene Lucía Josefi Hernández. Okay. Yo recibí otra. Congratulations. Irene Lucía Josefi Hernández, Johaxo Moncada Céspedes, María Lucrecia Maldonado, María Fernanda Ramírez Gómez, María Mercedes Harkin Rocha, María Yanori Rojas Morales, Mariana Chávez Hernández, Sara Isabel González Rojas, Wendy Pamela Benavides Calvo, Cinia María González Sandí, Yosoara Elvira Cantillano González, Continuing with the same department, it is turn for the graduates from our Maestría en Resolución de Conflictos, Paz y Desarrollo. Aida Hook Pascual. Emily Alfaro Rojas. Karina Mora Fuentes. Lady Joana Molina Miranda. Lenka Nemer Derpik. Luis Alejandro Valencia Páez. María Alejandrina Faria Faria. Jem Jordan Taisigue López. Luis Emilio Vargas García. And we are also honored to recognize the presence of Mr. Rodrigo Alfonso Jimenez Cascante, Mayor of Mora, who will now receive his diploma. Está muy cómodo. And now we have the Maestría en Resolución de Conflictos, Paz y Desarrollo, programa de doble titulación con la Pontificia Universidad Javeriana de Cali. Carlos Andrés Franco Betancourt. Gina Litzet Ramos Castillo. Valentina Arcila Gutiérrez. Zuli María Sandoval Álvarez. And joining us online, Juan Felipe Molano Rodríguez. I would now like to invite Dr. Mauricio Vieira, Head of our chairs on Preventing Illicit Trade and Countering Transnational Organized Crime, to join Ms. Acosta in presenting our graduates from the Programa Académico en Prevención de Lavado de Activos y Delitos Conexos. Ángelo Esmerli Grillo Jiménez. Plesencio Reyes Mercedes. Diana Solano Blen. Edgar Estuardo Gatica Contreras. Flor de María Morales Soto. Jaime David Rojas Rivas. José Agustín Hernández Ramos. José Manuel Quesada Carvajal. Manuel Mata Minaya. Merfín Miosity Cubilete Martínez. Rafael Augusto Santana Medina. Raimundo Arias Suárez. Santiago Antonio Portes. Wilfredi Severino Rojas. Santiago Antonio Portes. Dani Calderón Coto. Thank you, Professor. From the Department of Peace and Conflict Studies, I would like to invite Department Chair Dr. Usman Rashid and Program Coordinators Dr. Adriana Salcedo and Dr. Stephanie Knox to join Rector Rojas in presenting the students of their department. From Master of Arts in Gender and Development, Briana Liliana Barrios Gómez. Okay. Rebeca Arnieri. From Master of Arts in Gender and Peace Building, Ana Rebecca Bailey. Master of Arts in International Peace Studies, Aime Miolani de Care. Elif Dursun. Gloria Daniel Ruta. And from our Master of Arts in International Peace Studies with an specialization in media, peace, and conflict studies, Konstantin Pool-Putman. Tebogo Joy Ngoma. From our Master of Arts in Peace Education, Hyemin Kim. Mariana Fernández Hidalgo. Master of Arts in Religion, Culture, and Peace Studies, Emily Faith Moffat. And joining us online, Basim Ruba Salim M. Cosmas Joel Walbrechet. Daniel Mautner. And Giovanni Carlo Musto. Thank you, professors. From the Department of Environment and Development, I would like to invite Department Chair Dr. Olivia Sylvester and Program Coordinator Dr. Jan Breitling to join Rector Rojas in presenting the students of their department. Master of Arts in Environment, Development, and Peace, Alan Joseph Wittenborg. Amey Shivakumar. Athena Elizabeth Wiatrowski. Bethlehem Hermela Daniel. Fabián de Los Ángeles Peñaranda Olmos. Jake Jung Oh. Maya Brooke Andrea Hugan. Sandra Elise Elk. Sarah Elizabeth Dunn. Veronica Melanie Seaman. Villa Jane Jeffers. From our Master of Arts in Environment, Development, and Peace, specialization in sustainable food systems, Enid Alejandra Altamirano Salazar. María Paula Carvajal Solano. Marlo Saucer. Seraphine Arim Jabba Wright. Jiminai Clinton Forgap Sankang. Master of Arts in Natural Resources and Sustainable Development and Peace, Morgan Abigail Dravelvis. From the Department of International Law, I would like to invite Department Chair Dr. Mihir Canade and Resident Professors Maria Teresa Garrido to join Rector Rojas in presenting the students of their department. Master of Arts in International Law and Human Rights, Carl Jonas Wolf. Cecilia Maya Kennedy. Darcy Michaela Riddle. Luna Nur Athenia Rashid. Sabri Khalid Mueller. Sulaka Abdi Hassan. Tulan Teresa Pham. Master of Arts in International Law and Diplomacy, Quadio Richard Quadio. Jasmine Fellini Tondo. Jasmine Olivia Rebel. Master of Arts in International Law and the Settlement of Disputes, Hira Amir. Sofia Lipari Couture. Master of Arts in International Law and the Settlement of Disputes, Andrés Eduardo Chinchilla Moreno. Hamza Ansari. Aida Pulak. María Sánchez del Toro. Sara Sofía Vargas Castro. Sigurd Johannes Melson. Offered jointly with the UNICRI, Master of Laws in Cybercrime, Cybersecurity, and International Law. I'm Elizabeth Scabarda Perrin. Gregory Taylor Brooks. Kenan Trokic. Christopher Ave Benitez Rojas. Mitrajit Siddhar Wagmare. Patrick Kwabena Arthur. Vanessa Orozco Martínez. Sishan Ahmad Khan. And joining us online, Tagwa Kwang. Rodolfo Núñez Robinson. Thank you. From the Department of Distance Education, I would like to invite Department Coordinator Samira Agabayova to join Rector Rojas in presenting the students in her department. Master of Arts in Development Studies and Diplomacy, Wame Atoblo Donald Donatian. Nelly Atieno Opillo. Ojevanke Avejirin. Tashauna Andrea Tang. Tristan Griffith. From Master of Arts in International Law and Diplomacy, Jamil de Andrea Chin. Justice Ayuki Oman. Cain Giovanni Lopez Revolar. Thank you so much. And before we conclude this ceremony, we take a moment to remember and honor members of our alumni community whose lives were lost this past year. Their absence is deeply felt across our global UPEACE family. Though they are no longer with us, their humanity, aspirations, and the contributions they made to this community continue to inspire us, and it will remain an enduring part of the University for Peace. And now, let's seal this moment with a joyful tradition. Please take a seat to our graduate. We ask to the graduates to please take a seat. Thank you so much. On the count of 3, we invite you to toss your caps high into the air as a symbol of triumph and the success that lies ahead. Are you ready? 1, this is stand up. 1, 2, and 3. To all the faculty, staff, families, and volunteers who work tirelessly behind the scenes to bring this ceremony to life, thank you. Graduates, may you continue building bridge, advancing justice, protecting dignity, and promoting peace wherever life takes you. At this time, we kindly invite everyone to proceed to the cafeteria area to enjoy a special performance by children, followed by a traditional folk. You are all kindly invited to head over the atrium for a toast in honor of the class of 2026. Once again, thank you so much for your time and for joining in this important date for UPEACE and our students. Please stand for the recessional of the main table and faculty members. Thank you so much.